Man, that was quick. It just went away. It messed up my intro, Ryan. What's up, Geeks and Gamers? Welcome into a Monday Geeks Gamers Daily. I am one of your wonderful and positive hosts around here, Jeremy, and I'm joined by the streaming master himself, Ryan, who streamed 4 streams yesterday, trying to be like me, apparently.
Yeah, I really wanted to emulate the Jeremy lifestyle. I did 4 streams yesterday. Didn't go as well for me as it does for you somehow, but still working out the kinks. But yeah, a lot of streaming yesterday. It was good because I think it was good because the last stream was about something I'm actually excited about, which is House of the Dragon. So me and Gary just rambled on for like 2.5 hours last night about random Song of Ice and Fire shit. So it was fun.
Everybody's yelling about my audio sync. I'm going to leave Chrome and come back through Firefox and see if that fucking works, because Chrome is dog shit, apparently. So you think you can handle it for like 10 seconds, Ryan?
I think I can manage it, yeah.
Think so? All right, there's people here. I'm sure they'll love to say hello to you. I'll be right back.
All right.
Here we go.
We gonna fucking go or what? There he is. Yeah, I think that I don't give a shit about Jeremy's audio sync. I spend most of the time on this stream like attempting not to look at him when he's speaking, so it really doesn't bother me at all. If anything, it should just feel like a poorly dubbed old Japanese Godzilla movie or some shit. I don't know why you guys get so up in arms over it. Maybe just because, you know, it pisses him off, so you mention it, so it fucking pisses him off and he feels awkward and feels self-conscious. Maybe that's it. If that is the reason you guys call it out, then I totally advocate for you to do it each and every day, including even when his audio is synced fine, just to fucking irritate the shit out of him. But yes, surprise, surprise, one of the things we're going to talk about today is the disaster known as the Acolyte, because less than a week after its release and the media still cannot stop attacking Star Wars fans. It's weird how they spend their time slandering Star Wars fans by attempting to say that they're lying about this show when they're the ones that are lying about the fans themselves. I guess time really is a fucking circle, because you could just recycle this shit from all the failed Disney Star Wars projects we've seen over the last decade. They have no new playbook. It's just the same thing they're trotting out there each and every time. The difference is the media. We've talked about this a lot, whether it's games media, whether it's these woke activist access media types for Star Wars or Marvel, whatever. They have less influence and power than they ever have before in history. Increasingly, more and more people are tuning in to whether it's YouTube channels, whether it's podcasts, whether it's people's social media feeds that they follow. They care more about what those people have to say than these fucking journalists.
Agreed.
There you go.
Yeah.
I agree with Ryan. I agree with Jay.
I agree with Jay. Okay. I don't know if that's better or not, but Google Chrome is absolute trash. Or maybe it's StreamYards. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but we'll see if that works better or not. But what were we talking about? Were we talking about positive stuff, Ryan?
Yeah, I was just super positive while you were gone. That's pretty much it.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, so tomorrow is tomorrow when the episode 3 drops for the Acolyte?
Correct. Yeah, tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. I can't wait. I am so excited. I've never been this excited for Star Wars. This is the most excited I've been, because I've got 3 straight videos that's hit like 100,000 talking about Star Wars. So I want to keep talking about Star Wars.
There you go. That Star would Wars, be that you'd think that you would be releasing one a day after that.
I know. Well, listen, I got to have a little integrity here as a YouTuber. Okay. Everybody knows I've always had a little integrity. I would never make more than like 5 or 6 videos on a topic. That's how I built this channel. Once I get to like the 5th video on a topic, I stop, because I don't want to just spam topics on this channel just to get subscribers and money. I would never do that, Ryan. I would never.
You know what I do? I do have some integrity when it comes to that. It's not about not making 100 videos, but it's about making sure that I'm not only making those videos. So like when we have a hot topic like this, my goal is to do like an Acolyte video every fucking day. But I also want to have like 2 other videos about whether it's Marvel or game or whatever. So I'm not just spamming people's feed with just Acolyte shit.
Did Ryan miss the joke?
Yeah, I know. Okay. I'm just saying, like, I get it. You have no fucking problems doing that. I'm saying that I do have a problem doing that.
I don't.
Like right now, I was talking about this on Sports Wars. their second channel, Black and White Sports, John Matrix and Rose Rants, they have a second channel called Black and White Sports 2 that's blowing up right now. All they're doing are Caitlin Clark WNBA videos. Like 3 Caitlin Clark videos a fucking day. And I'm like, listen, man, I can do one every day or two. I can't. I just fucking can't. Even if it's going to do, I can't just talk about that. I just don't have, I'm not that interested.
My thing is, I just have to have a level of interest, even if it's positive or negative. And so that's why I stopped making Star Wars videos for so long, because I truly just did not care. I just didn't care. And I still don't care in a lot of ways. But with how bad this is, and the fact that Leslie Headland is just a terrible person and the cast is making a fool of themselves, you know, I wish I probably would have been making Star Wars videos, but, you know, in the past year or two, but just didn't care. But the Acolyte made me care again. What can I say? Oh, my God. Dan fucking Bask is here.
Oh, you donated $5. Look at that.
Thanks for the $5 super chat, Dan. Whoop-de fucking do. What is it? It's seriously like, it's probably like what, $6?
It's probably about, well, $10, and then you take YouTube's cut, so $7. If he sent it over a cell phone, it's probably about $5.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate that, buddy. I'm sure G&G is going to continue to thrive with your type of support. Makes us feel great around here. The fact that we won't even read his super chat, but we will just disrespect him and his currency is the best part of it. There's the Matrix and Roadshow.
Oh, wait. Did you see what he said? Hold on.
What did he say?
Yeah, he said, I had bad inflammation on my wisdom tooth. Gonna have to remove it. Send Jeremy money to send me good vibes.
Oh, God damn.
What a piece of shit you are. The one, he's like, I really don't feel good. My wisdom tooth is fucked up. But you know what? Don't support me. Support Jeremy, because I would feel better if my friend gets money. And you're like, look at this cheap Brazilian fuck. Third world country. Can't even find a fucking dentist around there. What a bitch. Look at that.
Yeah, I feel bad. Not really. Oh, man. I do hope you I know how it feels though, Dan. So I hope you feel better, buddy. I did not know he was being nice. I still don't feel bad. He said me and Jeremy are over. You get the Matrix and Roadshow. Respect the grift on Black and White Sports too. I respect the Acolyte grift here, Matrix. Hell yeah.
100%. Yeah. We were talking, me and John were talking like about like their channel's blowing up over WNBA, which is crazy.
Did anyone else hear that on Ryan's end? That was weird.
What'd I do?
It's just like some fuzz, and like it was almost like you were you had a bad radio signal there for a minute. I don't know if that was just me or not.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
But, oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, you got to respect the grift. Respect the grift everywhere you go. You did, Kingdom Hearts gamer. Okay. All right.
I don't believe Kingdom Hearts gamer. Fucking liar.
Yeah.
Enrico says nope.
Yeah. Nobody else heard it.
Didn't hear it. You're a goddamn liar, Kingdom Hearts gamer.
Oh, man. All right. So we got to talk about these topics. And what are these important topics we have, Ryan?
Well, we're obviously going to talk the Acolyte, because the Acolyte is hot news right now because it's hot garbage right now. But also we had a lot of game reveals yesterday at Xbox's big thing that they put on. And you liked some of them, actually. We can talk about positive things, Jeremy. What did you like from the big reveals we saw yesterday from Xbox?
I mean, I posted this a tweet, you know, with the Jeremy Renner, Don't Give Me Hope. But Black Ops 6 looks really good. I've been pretty excited about Black Ops 6. They actually they had their whole gameplay reveal and the Omni movement, and they had this whole new movement system for Black Ops 6, which looks super realistic, which I'm very excited but also worried about, because changing the movement this much, and the fact that they've been working on Black Ops 6 for reportedly up to 4 years, which is the longest development they've ever had for a Call of Duty game that I know of, at least since they've blown up, since the Modern Warfare 1 days. But Black Ops 6 looks really fucking good. And that Omni movement system could be a game changer, but it could also be a disaster. It could be a disaster. But I think that looks really cool. I like the timeline, and they're kind of getting it back to the basics with the prestige system. It seems like they're really trying for the first time in a long time, because Modern Warfare 3 was an absolute shit show. That game is just not good. I've tried playing it multiple times, and the multiplayer is terrible. I still play Cold War because this is Treyarch, not Infinity Ward. So yeah, that looked really good. Doom, I think the Dark Ages is that the title of it. Doom looked fucking fantastic. Yeah. And then you got a Gears of War prequel, which looked really fucking good. So those are 3 huge games that were, that came out of that. And we knew a little bit about Black Ops 6, but yeah, the other 2 with Doom and Gears of War, huge. So Black Ops 6 has been on my radar more so than any Call of Duty in a long time, because of the time that's gone into the development for it. That Omni movement system that they showed off, it could be really good or really bad. And the fact that Treyarch's working on it is the only positive that I take from it. But yeah, that was actually really cool. And then the G.I. Joe.
The thing that I saw a lot of people talking about for Black Ops was the 306 gigabyte size, whatever.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy for people that how much storage is on a PlayStation 5, the one without the disc? Isn't that only
because I had to get the external storage for mine just to fucking put a couple of games on there.
And you have the one that's the 1 terabyte, which effectively ends up being 850 gigs.
Mm-hmm.
So for people with the digital only one, I think it might be even a little less. I'm not sure, but holy fuck, that's a massive game.
It's like every time you try to play Call of Duty, there's a new fucking update. You have to sit there and uninstall other games if you want to. It's crazy, and this one's going to be wild. Then the negative side of that is it says that you got to be always online for even the campaign, I think. Which again, that doesn't bother me personally. That's one of the things that it bothers a lot of people. But it does bother a lot of people.
That's one of the things that never affects me, because I'm always going to be connected to the internet regardless.
Yeah.
But for some people, rightly so, they've got criticism for that. Does it really need to be? Why should it need to be? If I don't want to play online, why should I need to be connected? All that stuff.
Yeah. Now, Black Ops 6 is going to be on Game Pass day 1. And then there's a rumor that they're going to release the other ones, like the OG ones, which would be a damn good move for them if they did that. So yeah, so again, those were 3 games that really stood out to me, and they all looked good, and I can see how they can all be, well, from a standpoint of I think that Doom is a slam dunk. I think that's going to be great. I think Doom is going to be great. I think next I would be less worried about Gears, and third I would be most worried about Black Ops, just because Call of Duty is fucked up a lot in the last several years. Although Treyarch is, I didn't like Black Ops 3 or 4, but I did like Cold War, and Treyarch has made my favorite Call of Duties with Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. So Treyarch's got the better track record, but with this whole new movement system that they're putting in, that could be really good or absolutely horrible. It could fuck everything up with how much they're changing the movements. So yeah, pretty good, interesting day of games. And then there's the G.I. Joe side-scroller game, the beat-em-up game, Wrath of Cobra. I have not played it yet. I think the demo's out. I've been paying attention to that game for a long time. I want to play that game. It's got 4-player co-op, basically Turtles in Time style. So I'm looking for that. Dan, if you're feeling better, whenever it comes out in a few months, if your little toothache is feeling better, we ain't getting no super chats, by the way, since nobody's sent really anything since you started begging for super chats. Thanks, Dan. But if you're getting to feeling better, we have to play that. But yeah, it looks good. So there are
I've got all my fucking wisdom teeth. I've never had to take any of them out. They all came in perfectly fine. Which for most people that's not the case. Wisdom teeth can fucking suck. You get those things pulled.
Yep.
You'd record a video of you singing while you're under anesthesia for wisdom tooth stuff, Dan. I don't know if they have numbing agents or anesthesia in your country, You know, I don't know if they do that stuff in Brazil or if they just yank it out. They like tie your tooth to the fucking ass of a donkey and like slap it and have it run. I don't know how they do dental work in Brazil, but
Thanks, Dan. You got me. This is the only super chat that's come in since you asked for people to send me money to make you feel better. Clearly, nobody wants you to feel better, Dan.
Well, I have something that'll make no one feel better, especially if you are looking forward to the new Dragon Age game. It's been 10 years since we last got a Dragon Age game, Dragon Age Inquisition, which was reviewed very well, got a lot of accolades. There were some people maybe critical of some of the story elements, but a lot of people said, hey, it's time. When are we going to get the new one? Well, we finally got the first look at Dragon Age Veilguard. I have to share my whole screen to get the audio on this one. Dragon Age the Veilguard teaser introduces its new heroes and reintroduces old ones. BioWare released gameplay footage for the highly anticipated sequel later this week. Now, in the past few days, we've actually heard some things about the fourth Dragon Age game. One, that they changed the title. And two, we've learned about one of the people that's involved with the game, specifically the game director. Grums tweeted this out the other day. BioWare Dragon Age has been renamed to Dragon Age the Veilguard. New company trailer to debut June 11th. I'm hoping for a great game free of modern politics. Uh-oh. You can see, because it was called Dragon Age Dreadwolf up until a few days ago. This is Corinne Bush, trans flag, protected, trans woman, she, her, game director of Dragon Age, queerosexual gendermancer, opinions are my own, hashtag trans rights, hashtag Black Lives Matter. So that obviously, you know, and some of the things she said about the game made people a little concerned about what this next Dragon Age game could be. We got the first reveal trailer, Jeremy. And as always, you immediately check that ratio. 16,000 dislikes to 2.6 thousand likes. And of course, over here, they did a little bit shortened version to introduce some of the new companions that they're introducing for this game. And if you're familiar with the Dragon Age franchise, this doesn't really feel like Dragon Age. It feels like they're trying to be like Fortnite. It feels like they're trying to be maybe like a hero shooter like Overwatch or something. It's just a little clip.
This crew needs a leader. Someone we can count on. Someone that the world can count on.
And as you can see, there's some hidden replies, Jeremy. Fortnite aesthetic. Oozes F slurry. I pirate it. They just dropped it and already everyone hating on it without seeing actual gameplay. Dragon Fortnite mobile Veilguard. This looks so ass, it's crazy. Look how they massacred my boy. Just make a remaster of Origins and fuck off. Please, I beg you. I don't care if I have to wait another 5 years. Fix this. Course correct. Change the art to something good. Please, this shit is cartoony. That's hidden. And like, that's not even somebody just like rampantly insulted. That's somebody saying, please, I'm a massive fan. I hope you take the time to fix it. I don't like this. They hid that reply. It's just whenever you see, I'm not going to show that one. Whenever you see stuff like them hiding replies that are this tame in a lot of ways, just people kind of memeing on it, it shows you that they're trying to hide any and all criticism.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to anytime you see some weirdo with that Grums tweeted out, you know, with all that shit in their pronouns and bio and trans flags and Black Lives Matter and all that shit, like, be concerned. There's nothing wrong with being concerned and calling some shit out like that, because this is usually the result. And people are rejecting the hell out of this. And again, it's like Dragon Age is a massively popular franchise. You don't have to follow Fortnite. You don't have to like, why don't companies want the response that the 3 games that I just mentioned yesterday got? Why do they not want that? It's very easy to listen to your fan base and do what your fan base wants and try to give them the experience that they're looking for. But instead, you got this bullshit. And again, hiding the replies is such a massive, massive red flag as well, when they're just, like you just said, they're tame.
Yeah, like
these are tame.
Some of them obviously not quite so tame, but most of them, like, wow, that Asian's ugly as hell. Are you insulting us? Like, why would you hide this? This looks like shit, and like anyone who is giving Dragon Age a chance and appreciated serious tone should fuck off. That's a hidden reply.
Jesus.
I do like this one. Is this some black homo dating app advertisement? Where's the game? I do like that one.
That's a great comment.
But it is pathetic. And you, again, right here, the tone feels off. Goodbye, Dragon Age. You didn't deserve having your corpse puppeted around like this. Okay, but where's Dragon Age? Feel kind of hurt, not going to lie. What sort of teenage hero shooter memes vibes are there? Total nonsensical with the series. And there's been a lot of criticism of BioWare because it's not the same BioWare that made games in the 2000s. It's just not.
No.
And even Dragon Age Inquisition, there were some people that were very critical of some of the kind of agenda pushing that was in that as well. But a lot of people still enjoyed the game itself. This one, a lot of red flags surrounding this game already. We'll see if they can do any damage control with their actual gameplay reveal, which I think happens tomorrow. But in terms of the first reveal, this did not help.
I don't think and again, the people are so tired of the cinematic bullshit too. With these, like, I am so turned off by cinematic trailers at this point in time. They show you absolutely nothing, but they do set a tone and a vibe. So you can get the tone and vibe from these cinematic trailers. But yeah, I'm so sick and tired of these movie style trailers that they do they not realize how much gamers hate those? They despise the cinematic trailers. I'm sick and tired of this shit. And I'm glad that people are rejecting it. Continue to use your voices. The gaming industry is in a weird place right now because while it's healthier than it's ever been financially, I think it's in far worse shape creatively than it's ever been. That's a weird kind of dynamic that I see being a huge collapse at some point in time. But yeah, gaming is bigger than it's ever been. And even though, like, when we were growing up, at least for me, I'm older than Ryan, but it seemed like everybody had a fucking Nintendo or a Sega Genesis, or even you moved into the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. And yeah, I mean, those sold a lot, but games are selling now more than they did even back then. There's so much more going on now, so people are more spread out. But the gaming industry is bigger than it's ever been right now.
But the reason it's bigger is because people like you that were playing back then and people like me that started playing a little bit later, we're still playing. And you continue to have new generations,
right?
Or, you know what I mean? So it is it just continues to grow because it's not like people are stopping gaming. Right. They just continue and more people continue to be born. Right. So yeah. And when it comes to cinematic trailers, I think it kind of depends on the game itself, right? For a Call of Duty game, if you put out a fucking cinematic trailer for that, which is not really a narrative driven game, right? Then there's going to be a lot of people, well, what the fuck is this? We want to see the actual gameplay because that's all we're concerned about. We don't really care too much. Obviously, some games are different. Some games have great storylines, but for the most part, people are there to play multiplayer. People are there to play online, shit like that. For a game that is a little more narrative driven, you can kind of justify a little more of a cinematic to give the feel of that or what this narrative is going to feel like. But for the most part, you're right. If all we get are cinematics, and maybe they hold off gameplay for a really, really long time, that's a warning sign to people that they're trying to decide what the game actually is.
Well, and the budgets for these games are just out of control. The development, some of them are taking 4 or 5 years, and so they're not getting that ROI quickly. It's really it is an interesting dynamic that the gaming industry's in. How far into this life cycle are we now with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox? Are we like 4 or 5 years in? How far into this one are
3?
Really?
Wait.
Only 3?
I don't fucking know. 3 or 4. When did PlayStation 5 come out?
And you know,
almost 4. It's 3.5 years right now.
Okay, so we're almost, what is that, like halfway through the fucking life cycle? You know, is it gonna go? Is it gonna go 8 years? It's just
about that time to get that PS5 Pro.
Yeah, and it seems weird because hell, for the longest, you never even saw PlayStation 5s or Xbox in stores, and now you see them quite often. But it took like 3 years for them to be stocked in stores. And it's different than the PlayStation 2 era.
There's more Xboxes out there available than there are those Xbox fridges. The fridges sold better than the fucking console itself.
They did. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how all this continues to transpire with games and the games industry, because yeah, while financially they're making more money than they've ever made, if you look at the across the board, they're slashing jobs, they're cutting out studios, and it's all because they're making really bad decisions with this insane amount of development time that's going into a lot of these games, when in all reality, gamers are just looking for fun video games. That's really all it comes down to. You don't have to add a lot of complication to it. You just don't. And they Nintendo seems to be the only company that understands that consistently. I'm not saying they're the only company, but consistently Nintendo just gets that aspect of it. And a lot of these studios don't understand it, and they're adding so much fluff to these games, these titles, these development, and it's not really benefiting it. Then you have terrible optics when it comes out, and you have weirdos like that person that we showed for Dragon Age involved in the project, and that's never going to be a good thing moving forward.
Nope. Well, speaking of Lenny, Noel Funfzen for 2 says Dragon Age Veilguard. There you go. Prometheus Creations Dragon Age Wokeguard is a DI reboot. Original idea for Dreadwolf was nowhere near like this. Also, if they make it to ME4, they're going to make Shepard a damn trans. Another meets DEI death kiss.
DEI or die.
Gremlin. Hail the 199. Remember for 14 months.
Gremlin.
The Wolf from Heart. 199 saved Dave Filoni's dog. He needs to be rescued. Derek PG Beller, new Diablo 4 cinematic is sick. I didn't even check that one. Out. Tobias for 5. Red has officially introduced his sons to the glory of Godzilla via Godzilla -1. New G fans are made, and I have some of the classics to share. Shout out to Red.
You look so happy.
Your boy Red. Samuel Aratan for 10. Let's see. Ryan, one more question for Game of Thrones. When Sam left the Citadel, what if he took forbidden books and he became an actual wizard in the last battle? I mean, maybe I kind of like that kind of scale and that kind of like active use of magic from Sam. I don't think we'll get something like that. I doubt that happens.
How was I know I didn't watch yours and Gary's stream, but did y'all like the is it the first episode of House of the Dragon?
We haven't watched it yet. It
what
comes
did y'all
out.
do?
So we did a preview.
You did a preview. Okay.
Yeah, basically, because one, since we're doing the reviews with Mahler, who has no idea about the source material, we never want to talk about potential spoilers or theories or anything like that when we're on stream with him. So we said, fuck Mahler, cut him out of this one. Me and Gary were just going to do one where we talked about what we think might happen in season 2, what happens in the books, how we think it might play out, if they're going to change any order of events.
So it comes out this week. Okay.
It comes out on Father's Day. Yeah.
Okay.
So Father's Day, and it's on Father's Day, you're going to have probably the darkest moment we may ever see from a Game of Thrones series. Which is ironic and saying a lot considering what we've seen before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Okay.
Fire and Blood, it's not like a novel, right? It's a history of Targaryen rule over Westeros going back hundreds of years. So it's like little cliff notes from history. And the portion of Fire and Blood that House of the Dragons adapted from is probably like 40 or 50 pages worth of stuff. So there is so much that we don't know. There's so much wiggle room that they can do things in between and fill out the story. Even the story itself is told from 3 different perspectives of a maester, a septon, and a fool, a little dwarf, and they all have different interpretations of what they say happened. Some based on their own agendas, or some based on they just want a fucking little more raunchy story potentially. So it's an interesting thing to adapt because you have freedom to do things and freedom to explain things without being locked in. And a lot of people are curious to see what actually could have happened.
So when is yours and Gary's streams? Directly after the premiere? Is that what it is?
Yeah. So probably like 10:30 Eastern or something.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Noted.
Yep. Do not miss. Do not wait for the next day if you want to watch that. You'll be spoiled if you open social media. James Bursey for 5. Jeremy, what is the grift to set up a live session with Dankula to discuss the European elections?
What is the grift? I don't know Dankula that well. I mean, we've been on a couple streams on like FNT, but I don't really know him that well. But I mean, again, everybody wants me to do a lot of collabs on Cobra Cast, and as I've said, that's not really what I want the show to be. Occasional here and there, but every stream I'm on is a panel stream, or I have different people on, and I'm trying to keep Cobra Cast pretty just independent of, occasionally I'll have Jay pop on there and we'll do that, but trying to keep it just a solo show for me for the most part. I don't want to make it guest centric per se.
Prometheus for Tim, what game are you guys streaming tonight? May try to get them to join you guys tomorrow. Also, recording next video tomorrow for my channel. Fan feedback is a must. What are you guys streaming tonight, Jeremy?
Party Animals tonight. So everybody loved Party Animals last week. So Party Animals returns tonight.
Over on Rumble, the new Doom game coming out next year looks good. Hope it's a solid game. Love the Doom games. Dallas was a blast. Finally got a 199 shirt at the meetup. Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. General Duality.
Yeah, sorry that I wasn't there, but it looked awesome. It looked like a huge turnout. We did a live stream. Beardo and Jay did a live stream. Steph sold the merch. Krista had her prints there. Krista wasn't there, but her prints were there. And yeah, it looked awesome, man. So I will be at the next one. Don't yell at me too much. I'll be at the next one.
Thunderstrike for $5. I wonder if the fat Jedi on the Acolyte will show up later, missing a foot and riding a hover round. I called him Obi-Wan Cannoli. I think that's my favorite nickname for him so far. Obi-Wan Cannoli. Brock, member for 12 months, a year of telling everybody to drink water and stay hydrated.
Hell yeah. I got my water right here. There you go. Thank you, Brock, you mad lad. Brock has dropped so many gifted memberships. It's crazy, man. Thank you, Brock.
Shout out Brock. I call him Barack. Pre-Dawn Corpse for 5. Jeremy, called Beardo and tell him he's pretty good at Metal Gear Solid.
I don't want to lie to him this early in the morning.
Taker for 5. Dan was on with Beardo and Jay, and investing came up, to which Dan said, I try to spread my assets around as much as possible.
Not here, apparently. He sends me $5.
Yeah, like, saw everybody talking about GameStop and this and that. It's like, you guys have money. The idea of having an investment, that's I'm not there yet. I'm only 35. I don't have any fucking investments. I just live month to month. Tobias for 5. Time doesn't mean it'll be good. Remember, it took 12 years for Duke Nukem Forever. It's also a sign it could be a major disaster. A lot of times time is the worst thing on a development. Like if it's just continuing to run through development hell, the game usually doesn't turn out great. It depends why it's taken that long, right?
Yeah.
Now for something like obviously people are worried about things when it comes to GTA 6, but for a game like that's supposed to be so massive and they're doing so many things, I think people for the most part are like, okay, we should have had it sooner, but they're willing to wait because they've liked a lot of games from them in the past. But for games where, well, you have one concept and then you scrap that and start something else, and then the people that in charge of that project end up leaving, and then the co-founder of the company fucking packs up and leaves, and like all these things, when you start to hear stuff like that, which we have heard for BioWare, obviously over the past couple of years, that's when you start to really worry about what the fuck is going on. We saw the same thing happen with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Yep.
When the co-founders of the studio leave, 2 years ago, and all of a sudden they come out with this massive pile of shit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Now, whether they left because they wanted to leave or they were ready to leave, or because they saw the writing on the wall, who knows? Steven Yarnell for 10. When you talk about Modern Warfare games, clarify to the audience, you mean the remake, not the originals. Original Modern Warfare games had a nice, solid story.
Yes, and it's so I fucking hate that they've named these games Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 again. Modern Warfare 3 I didn't love back in the day, OG, but Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 1 and 2 OGs are classics, legendary games. And yeah, it really does piss me off that they've just hijacked that Modern Warfare name all over again so quickly and didn't add anything to it. And again, Modern Warfare 3 is a fucking abomination. The newer one, it's an abomination. It's so fucking bad. I'm wanting to play Black Ops Cold War multiplayer and Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer just to kind of get ready for Black Ops 6, because I feel like there's going to be elements of both of those. I think mechanically, I think it's going to feel more like Modern Warfare than Black Ops Cold War, Black Ops 6, because it does look like they've had Tactical Sprint. Tactical Sprint is I'm shocked that Tactical Sprint is such a divided topic. I personally like Tactical Sprint, but a lot of people fucking hate Tactical Sprint. So it looks like Tac Sprint's going to be in Black Ops 6, which I don't know how that's going to go over for most people, but I personally like Tactical Sprint. Do you like Tactical Sprint? Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Extra boost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't usually like it.
I like it.
Taker for 2. They try to de-uglify that Fable protagonist. They attempted. About a half measure, it looks like.
Yeah.
And it looks like you have to play as her.
It looks like
there's no character creation.
It looks like they put an Instagram filter on her.
Yeah, kind of.
That's pretty much what they did. They just put an Instagram filter and no fucking body cared.
Hey, look, it works for a lot of women out there on social media. You take the right angle, you never show this part of your body, fucking little filter here, and all of a sudden you're a different person. So,
and yes, for all those bring it up, I'm aware of the Omni Movement system, so that is going to be completely different. But the basics, I think the basics are going to feel more like Modern Warfare 3, or I don't even say Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2019. All the way through Modern Warfare 3. I think that the mechanics are going to feel closer to that than closer to Cold War. Cold War feels more like old school Call of Duty, and then you got the Modern Warfare updated movement there.
Tomac, shout out to our own Spacefire Soul, keeping us from being an ice brick. Thank you, Tomac. Yes,
Hail
you got a
Tomac.
Master Soul. Van Damnator. Longtime Dragon Age fan. Man, that trailer sucked. I agree with Trump for 2. Jeremy is gay. That is all. Thank you. Samuel Eritan. Who else stopped playing Gears of War after Bumblebee Queen with a laser butt? I was never a big Gears person. I only ever played it a couple times over at like other friends' houses when I was growing up.
Gears 1 and 2 is what I played the most of. I never played the multiplayer for Gears. I always played the campaign or the story because I had friends that played Gears competitively, and I was just like, bro, I don't think I can hang with these guys. They were so good, and Gears multiplayer was a different beast. But man, Gears, it was so good, man.
Prometheus Creations for 10. Want an OG BioWare game? Look at Exodus. Company making Archetype Entertainment. Original BioWare founders, devs are now there. BioWare Reborn in Exodus. There you go. Sounds cool. Tobias for 10. I'll be over here waiting for full release of Starship Troopers Extermination. They got Casper Van Dien, the original Johnny Rico, returning for the solo campaign as Rico.
Yeah, he did a reaction to the Helldivers games. The lead actor for Starship Troopers did a reaction to Helldivers, and it was actually a fantastic video. It seems like a cool guy. And I thought that guy would be a bigger star. Back in the day when he was in Starship Troopers, he just kind of had that, that action hero look to him, but he didn't really do a whole lot. So I don't know why, but
I didn't even know this. Lenny for $5 says Dragon Age trailer actually has a 31,000 up, 144 down ratio in their own Dragon Age channel. Been looking forward to the game. Well, guess we can't have nice things. That's crazy. I didn't even, because the first I saw all the initial ones Xbox fucking launch, so that's where I was looking.
Holy shit.
Holy fuck. That's rough. That's rough. Boom.
He had the wrong politics. I don't know if it's that. He's just not the best actor. I would say he's probably not the greatest actor. Casper Van Dien. He's a little
Troy?
Yeah.
It's Castor Troy.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he probably isn't the greatest actor in the world, but has that really ever mattered in Hollywood? Like usually if you have the right look in Hollywood, you kind of get elevated.
Yeah, the right look, the right presence. Obviously, like maybe now more so than in like the 90s or something.
Yeah,
acting matters a little more.
It does,
but like Bonesaw is ready for 2. Shame about Dragon Age. At least Gears of War looks good.
That's one God of War.
Yeah, I thought it was. What were you gonna say? Sorry, I interrupted.
I don't fucking know now, Ryan.
I was talking about maybe in the 90s.
I don't remember.
Acting matters. I was going to make
I was going to make one of the most important points I've ever made, and you completely screwed it up.
Were you going to start it off with again?
Again, I was thinking about it. Yeah. Elite Neo has 250s.
Damn. Not even
Elite Neo for 50. Hey, Jeremy, ever consider organizing a meetup right here in Pensacola? I'm sure we've got enough geeks and gamers in town to make it feasible. Hell, I was doing a little bar hopping this past weekend. Met this one very lovely bartender whose Majora's Mask tattoo made her stand out. We talked about all sorts of nerdy stuff, mostly gaming. Hell, we're exchanging messages right now. And when I mentioned a hypothetical Geeks and Gamers meetup, she was all like, fuck yeah, I would go. Shout out to Nikki. Well, I have considered doing, especially after we saw the Dallas meetup and it was huge and great turnout at was it the Boozy Bird? Is that what it was called?
So I think so. I don't know.
There's definitely, especially if you look on the beach, Pensacola Beach, or if you look over more so like Destin area, I do know people, a few of these hotel and restaurant owners or managers. I might could pull something like that off, but I think just keeping us focused on Orlando is my main priority right now with the meetup, because we are going to do our big meetup around MegaCon in Orlando, and that's the kind of the primary focus, but it may be a smaller one in Pensacola. Definitely an option for sure. But thank you, Elite Neo. That's awesome.
Yeah. Very cool. Somebody asked me if I was going to go live in Pensacola. I said I would rather fucking die than be Jeremy's neighbor in Pensacola.
I like Pensacola much more than Orlando, personally. But Orlando's got a lot more going on.
Bonesaw is ready for 5. It's interesting. You just tell from the style of DA Veilguard that SBI is involved. All the garish colors and full Marvel humor gives it away. I don't know if they're involved specifically or another one of these consultancy companies that everybody seems to use nowadays. We got to talk a little about the Acolyte, though, Jeremy.
Yay.
Because, man, oh, man, it's only been a week. The show's only been out for a week, and the media seems like they are it's hit a fever pitch with them desperately trying to defend this thing. And as we see right now, it's still sitting at a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ratings, holy shit.
And I don't know if it can really, it certainly could go down. I don't know if it will, because I feel like there are people, like we said, that they blame review bombing. I've seen a lot of people that are saying, go get a 5-star to combat the review bombing. Weird how that works, because they've only talked about one side of this thing. Article after article after article. The Acolyte review bombed on Rotten Tomatoes. The Acolyte gets review bombed, setting an unfortunate Star Wars record. You got new ones like the Mary Sue. Like clockwork, annoying fans review bombed The Acolyte. I mean, you could say like clockwork, annoying fucking woke mainstream journalists who have an agenda and hate fans write another article shitting on fans. Like clockwork, it tends to happen, especially from this fat hoe. No one hates Star Wars like Star Wars fans. Some Star Wars fans are making up reasons not to watch The Acolyte, most of which are based on pretty much total projection. 10 years later, The Acolyte isn't ruining Star Wars. You are! Lucasfilm's latest series is the franchise's most promising yet, but fans are too blinded by their hate to see it. It's weird how almost all these are written by women, isn't it? Strange how that works. The Acolyte backlash and review bomb and explain what's really going on. Look at that face. How could you want to watch when you see that face in front of you right there?
Go ahead. The term "no one hates Star Wars more Star Wars fans" kind of applies to all fandom. Like, no one hates Call of Duty as much as Call of Duty fans. No one hates Nintendo as much as Nintendo fans. No, like that's, of course the fans are gonna hate the thing that they're into more than anybody, because they're the ones that's interested in it. So they're going to be highly critical of it when it's fucked up.
The fans are the ones that care about something, right?
Yes.
And so whether they have a good feeling or a bad feeling, whether they feel good about that thing, bad about that thing, positive, negative, they are the ones that are going to be most passionate about it, because, spoiler alert, fans are the only ones who care about that thing. So when you fuck something up and destroy something for somebody, of course, those fans are going to be upset about it. And it just this is the same script we've seen for the past 10 years from the mainstream media when it comes to this shit. And all of them are running with Disney's claim that, well, it's just a massive success. The Acolyte's diversity and representation have sparked controversy within the Star Wars fan base, leading to review bombing. Despite the negative reviews, Disney reports The Acolyte has been a success with 4.8 million views on its first day of release. Weird, because Disney didn't even claim that it was anything other than the highest viewed debut of this year, of which they debuted nothing of note other than Echo, which was a gigantic disaster for them. I'm interested to see over the next couple days if we get any more word from them, maybe comparisons to something like Ahsoka, that we could actually get a one-to-one and not just this sketchy math that they released that really means fucking nothing. But everyone is going with that headline like they wanted the mainstream to run with.
It's also tiresome. And I think about, when I think about these shills and their defense of this, I think about Az just yelling, "You're boring, you're boring," because that's exactly what it is. It's just boring. And God, using that chick's face, Leslie Headland's wife right there, she is distractingly bad in a horrible show. When you stand out in a show that's this shitty, you know you're bad. Holy crap. I didn't know that was her wife when I saw her in the show. And I'm like, this bitch is terrible. Who hired this bitch? Who hired her? She is so awful. And they're trying to fake her into like thinking she's a very strong presence in the show, and everyone needs to respect her. She carries so much weight, and it's distractingly obvious why she's in there. And that was before I even knew. Yeah. Now that I know who she is, it's amazing. So yes, diversity is going to continue to get criticized because it's bullshit. People are tired of forced diversity. I'm so tired of repeating the same bullshit. No one cares about actual diversity. It's forced diversity. And I don't think that diversity is a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's an irrelevant thing, because diversity should never be the focus of any type of show ever made, period. If you're making a show in Compton, you don't need fucking diversity. You need black people to tell your fucking story. Maybe you can throw a white person in there to roast them, but nobody really gives a fuck. It's just like when Black Panther, and I said, like, why was there a token white guy in Black Panther? Who gives a fuck? Like, at the end of the day, tell your fucking story. You don't need all this bullshit. Watching movies that are trying to tell a story, diversity is irrelevant. You don't need white people in a story about black people. You don't need to add diversity to a story. You need to add the best people for the job, period, regardless of what their gender, race, or sexual orientation is. Not complicated.
And that's the thing when it comes to this show. There's a lot of that. The thing was written for Amanda Stenberg. Like, that was not a casting process. There was not auditions. Leslie Headland made up all of the concept art with Amanda Stenberg's face and wanted her to play the role. Bottom line. She cast her wife in the role. Charlie Barnett, the gay guy with the Wakanda haircut, who thinks Anakin blew up the Death Star. He was in Russian Dolls for Leslie Headland. Right. So you've got a lot of these like connections of people that clearly it's not audition, not anything like that. And so we've seen other directors and filmmakers have their favorites that they like to bring into things. Certainly James Gunn has been criticized for putting his wife in all of these different things, right? For a reason, because people are asking, is it really because she's the best person for the job, or is it because you're fucking married to her? It does bring up questions when you're putting the art into question over nepotism shit.
Yeah. And passion shows through things, man. So like when you're just actively, like, you can look, Adam Sandler, for instance, puts all of his fucking friends in his movies.
Yeah.
It's funny. You know what I mean? And most of his movies are really bad, but it's still, there's like a genuine kind of like chemistry that all of the actors have. So even in a bad movie, there's this chemistry that you're seeing with him always putting his friends in his movies.
Well,
when you're actively,
it's also he's making those things. Those 100%. Are like his original properties.
Yes, you know? Yes. My point being is that when you're just casting people for you got a mixture of, I'm casting people that I know that fit the right identity politics check mark in order for us to ruin a franchise that has been around for 40 years and it's got the strongest fan base ever, at least it used to. it just is. It's a mixture that is going to create a shit show. And the Acolyte is kind of, I've said this before, but like it's a culmination of everything Disney Star Wars. Like this has brought all of it together. The Kathleen Kennedy agenda, the identity politics bullshit, the feminism, the Force is female. You've brought all of it together. You put a bunch of people that know nothing about Star Wars, don't care about George Lucas, don't care about his creation, don't care about the history. And they've hijacked this entire franchise, and this show kind of brings it all together. And this is the end result of Disney Star Wars right here, and it is fucking horrible.
Next episode comes out Tuesday.
Let's go. We got Linko Kenobi. Go ahead.
A $50 super chat. What's up, Linko Kenobi? What's up, guys? Congrats on your team and Ripa for making a successful event in Dallas. Wish I was there. Made videos on Gears, MGS3 Remake, Phantom Blade Zero, and also Indiana Jones game. I'm keeping my eyes on the indie game for sure. Hail the 199.
Hail.
That game could be really fucking cool.
Yeah. It looked the cinematics looked good, but again, nothing wrong with the cinematic trailer when it's based off of a fucking movie property. You know what I mean? That
was the one thing though about when the first, I didn't see the most recent one, but the first Indiana Jones one, when I looked at the gameplay, to me, it's like, this feels like it could start to get very, very repetitive. But who knows? And then Linko Kenobi for $100 super chat. It's $150 right there.
$150.
We'll be making more videos on Doom, Perfect Dark Zero, and COD 6. If not tonight, for sure tomorrow morning. I'm going to take advantage of buying games on PC. Looking forward to these games. Jeremy, we have to get a Gears of War video. LOL. Love your channel. Hail the 199.
Thank you, Link. Yeah, we've been talking about trying to do the Gears streams and then the Black Ops, OG Black Ops streams. So hopefully we can get that set up soon. I told people this week I'll try to get the Call of Duty stream, the OG Black Ops on Xbox 360 with some private lobbies, firing range, summit, jungle, fucking fantastic maps.
Hell yeah. And then Hayden for $50. I'm late. Getting ready to head it from Dallas. Had a fantastic weekend and an awesome meetup. Too bad you guys couldn't make it, but the B team was awesome. Did you guys see what MGS3 Remake The Boss looks like? I'm not happy. We have to stop it. I did not see anything from that. I was streaming all day yesterday, so I barely caught any of that shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Except for the Dragon Age thing and the Fable thing.
Yep.
But glad you had a good time, Hayden.
And hail to the G&G team for being there. They were awesome. And I appreciate Jay and Beardo and Steph and everybody holding it down. And it was all, the stream was great. I mean, I just as a viewer, I'm just sitting there watching it and it just looked awesome. The atmosphere looked amazing. And I'm just that's what we got to have more of. Like, even if I'm not available or whatever, as long as Geeks Gamers has a presence, that's the most important thing, to have us there. And they were awesome.
Let's see. Where the fuck are we? Cactus for 5. Treyarch is Activision's favorite janitor and had to help with past few games here, so I don't entirely believe the 4 years development. Yeah, maybe because some of their asses were pulled to help with other shit, fix other shit, maybe. Lower Lips Liquor, member for 7 months. I must be the lucky one. Pushy G59 and never had any wisdom, or Pushing 59 and never had any wisdom teeth come in. Well, maybe you don't have any wisdom. I don't know how it works. But thank you, Lower Lips Liquor. Atlanta Falcons, ever since Origins, Dragon Age been going downhill, but this looks worse. EA still sucks and Fable Girl is still ugly.
I can't wait for the gameplay to be revealed. Was that today, right?
Tomorrow. Dragon Age, yeah.
That's going to be good.
Jackson loves Nintendo for $199. Creativity is only dead in Western AAA. Japan strong. The Raging D-Head for 5. Ryan, you can't probably emulate Jeremy until you start getting pegged 3 times a week. Hail the 199. Well, in that case, I don't really want to up my game. Michael Ruka for 5. Hail, G&G, is there any way to watch the Hot D stream Ryan did with Gary? It should be uploaded to Nerdrotic Live. If you had notifications on, it should be in your notifications. It's unlisted now. But let me look. Let me look.
Yeah,
here.
he usually puts it over there on Nerdrotic Live whenever he re-uploads. Perry Chan was in the chat earlier, so Perry, I don't know if you're still here, but if you can help direct us, we would appreciate that. And but I'm not sure. So it was on the main channel, right? Like it aired on the main channel.
Yeah, we did it on Nerdrotic. So if you had the notification, you could still probably go back. Yeah, see you there at 1 p.m. Look
there
at
we
Perry.
Go. There we go. See?
Thank you, Perry.
Hail Perry Chan. There you go. 1 p.m. Nerdrotic Live.
Ryan Shatner's The Classics. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never want to hear you say, I want it that way. That one's hard not to sing, to be honest. Chris Bolds for 2. Like Grub said, it's okay for a game to end. Lower Lips Liquor for 5. Not sure which COD it was in, but it started losing interest when they canceled Clan Wars.
I stopped playing after Black Ops 2 consistently, and then I returned from Modern Warfare 2019 towards the end of that run. And then I played Cold War, and I played Modern Warfare 2, and then I stopped because Modern Warfare 3 was fucking horrific. So, like Advanced Warfare, all that. I didn't play Advanced Warfare. I didn't play Infinite Warfare. I didn't play Black Ops 4. I didn't play Black Ops 3. Ghost was terrible. I missed a lot of those.
Let's see here. Mythos Paranormal for £5. Hey guys, they killed my love for it that much. I quit uploading my Star Wars channel and made this one. Can't even talk about it anymore. I'm sorry to hear that, Mythos. That sucks.
That does suck.
Alien Fox for 5.
Made him change his name, Ryan.
I do that to people. I don't know why. I was already on the fence for a new Dragon Age game, and this trailer further pushed me away from the game. Yeah, hop that fence. Fizzenthorpe for 10. How much you want to bet Reddit's making about 20 posts about your honest take on the new Dragon Age? They absolutely hate you guys over there. It's fun to watch.
They do, and we appreciate that. We appreciate it.
It gives them something to do to prevent killing themselves, you know? Like they get a little bit of entertainment out of their fucking miserable lives. So anything I can do to help. William Sims for 5. Miss you guys at Dallas, but I did meet ABF. We had an awesome time. Hey, shout out. Glad everybody had such a great time in Dallas.
And speaking of ABF,
you don't miss.
Boom! 50 gifted memberships from Alec Baldwin's finger. Holy shit. ABF in the house.
He's about to start a reality show.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
He shall appear. Yeah, Alec Baldwin doing like a fucking like reality TV show to like try to change his image is so
Give
funny.
me the details on this, because I just kind of saw something floating around about it.
Alec and Hilaria Baldwin are doing a reality TV show with all their kids. That's all I know about it.
So is this gonna be like the Hogan Knows Best or the fucking Osbournes? Basically, is that what he's doing?
I keeping up with the Kardashians, bullshitting with the Baldwins. I don't know.
I want to watch that shit, dude. I want to roast it.
Arrested with Alec. I don't know exactly like what the theme of the show is going to be, other than to show him as like a nice fatherly figure and like not show him assaulting random people that film him.
That's so funny.
It's going to be airing like during his trial and shit, I'm pretty sure.
It's such a bad idea, and I love it.
Well, like it's going to be fake as fuck, but maybe maybe it could cause a couple people to feel a little bit better about him than they do today. But it's all going to be fake bullshit, you know? There's no way they're going to let some of like the actual crazy stuff he does or says air.
It's going to be fantastic.
Darian Murphy, there's a Ryan and Gary Hot Dragon stream. Yes, and the re-upload will be on Nerdrotic Live, so go check it out. Pre-Done Corpse for 5. Jeremy, you know if Black Ops 6 has hardcore mode? Only Figs play regular TDM. Plus, team killing is awesome. Pissing off your own team is so gratifying.
I would almost guarantee it's going to have hardcore mode. I don't know, dude. If they took hardcore mode out, that would be a massive backfire on them. Yeah, I would almost guarantee it's going to have hardcore mode.
Prometheus Creations for 5. I'll try to get it for tonight. StreamYard's a stream camera. Are you talking about the game that they're playing tonight? I think it's for for G&G people, Prometheus.
Yeah. There's only I think there's only a total of 8 people that can join in on that. So
Quatrina VR for $1.99. Bring Dan Vask on CobraCast for Pride Month. Scott McKenzie for $5. Meetup was excellent. Good to see folks in person. Y'all were missed. Great team streams and fellowship. Stay on mission. Hey, shout out Scott. Good to hear from you, man. Barbecue Pits for 10. I hate how these, insert Melanie Mac word here, use black people to promote their sick degeneracy. I'd go on a rant, but that would require a 1K minimum super chat. Maybe next time, bros. Thank you, Barbecue Pits. Yeah. Pre-Dawn Course for 5. Would you play the new Fable if the main protagonist had a bag over her head?
More than it'd make me more likely to do it.
Potentially. Sinister Mustache for 5. Is there a way to play Modern Warfare 3 without all the gay avatars and akimbo golden chainsaws? Haven't played since Cold War. The franchise has gone full retard.
I mean, I haven't played Modern Warfare 3 that much, so they had the whole like trans bullets thing, which is the fucking weirdest thing I've ever seen, and that they're getting backlash over that, as they should. That is so bad. That's next level bad. I don't know how they thought that was a good idea at all.
It's a little tone deaf, huh?
Holy shit, man. Like, who came up with that idea? Who thought like
a trans person, clearly. Like, not, I mean, the jokes do write themselves. Like, who would want to use a bullet that has a 41% chance of shooting themselves, you know? Like, stuff like that. Like, it's just a meme repository. But hey,
yeah,
they did it to themselves. They did it to themselves.
I would just say, like, for me, like, I would, if you wanted to go back and play a more recent COD, play Cold War. The movement is, there's no tack sprint. There's no dolphin diving. I don't think there's dolphin diving in that game. There's a slide in that game. But Cold War feels very close to, honestly, Cold War, if you really want to be honest about it, it's basically Black Ops 1 and 2 remastered from a multiplayer standpoint. Because all of the maps are there. Almost all of the maps from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 are there. And there's no tack sprint, and the movement is about as close to old school Call of Duty as you're going to get. Cold War is good. I like Cold War.
Spirian for $1.99. Thank you, Spirian, for the super sticker. Philip Johnson for $1.99. Prayers for our Danny boy. There you go.
Fucking picture.
It's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Hypnotic for 10. BioWare's been dead for ages. The new Dragon Age trailer proves that. What a complete joke. Might as well have made it a team shooter with that new style. Looks like a mobile spinoff more than Dragon Age 4. Yeah, and that's what a lot of fans are saying in the comments, that it doesn't have the right vibe. It feels like they're going Fortnite or mobile game or like Overwatch type of weird vibe like that. And it does not feel like Dragon Age. BioWare. Yeah, what's up, Hypnotic? BioWare is dead. That Asian guy for 2. Great. Another anticipated game off my list. Shame. Grandmaster Chris for 5. BioWare's been dead ever since they sold their souls to EA. Shame, because Mass Effect Trilogy and KOTOR are some of my favorite games. 100%. 100%. Mikey for 5. Ryan, did you see my package yet? If so, I hope it looks good in person and it looks good on your wall. I did, Mikey. I actually gave you a little shout out on Friday Night Tights. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I'll grab it real quick. I'll show you.
All right, so he's going to go check that out. Yeah, he did mention this on FNT, Mikey. I can't remember the timestamp for when he mentioned it, but I think I was still on when he said something about that, but we'll see. I saw as soon as I mentioned Cold War that I like it, there's like people in the chat, they're like, fuck Cold War sucks. Hang on, let me full screen you right there. Here we go.
Look at that. Star Wars Celebration from Indianapolis, 2002, before the release of Attack of the Clones.
25 years ago. That is fucking cool as hell. Holy shit.
Yeah, so thank you, Mikey Gustler, for sending me that.
Holy shit, that's badass.
It's really
That's
cool.
a fucking poster right there.
Yeah,
that's a poster.
100%.
Damn. That was cool.
A shout out to Mikey. I got that the other day.
That is awesome. Yeah, I was just saying, like, in the chat when I mentioned Cold War, there was people like, fuck Cold War, game sucks, Jeremy. And there's a few people that like it too. It's very divided. Very divided.
General George S. Patton. Disney isn't being run by just activists, but by idiotic bastards. They shouldn't attack fans, but be like, okay, we messed up. We're sorry. This isn't rocket science, but common sense. 100%. Primal Mike for 10. Even the Tape Brothers are shitting on the Acolyte on their own stream. They never comment on anything nerdy, but this made their radar and got their attention. Yeah, you that happens. We see this from time to time in the entertainment sphere. You have people that have no idea what they're fucking talking about, like, but see it trending because it's so cringe, like giving their 2 cents. You see a lot of political commentators and stuff like that. Like with Snow White. Every once in a while, these like Rachel Zegler Snow White thing that took off. The Acolyte will take off. People see a big trend, and if they don't talk about it before, they try to talk about it then.
Yep. Even Tim Pool gave us a shout out, Ryan.
You and me?
He covered a Bounding in the Comics article, the one where Chris Gore came on with the drinker and talked about the Acolyte. You remember?
Oh, okay.
And Bounding did an article, wrote it up, and like, oh, when he said Chris Gore appears on the Geeks and Gamers live stream ran by Geeks Gamers founder Jeremy Griggs and Ryan Kinnell or something like that. And Tim Pool read it out, and my whole Cobra Cast chat like, Tim Pool mentioned you, Jeremy. I'm like, what?
Oh, I had no idea that happened.
Yeah,
that's funny.
yeah.
So he was reading an article that we were in.
Yes.
Shout out. It's like him shouting out Biden because he's reading an article about him shitting his pants. Like, President, Mr. President, people shouting you out. That's cool. I didn't even know that was an article on Bounding. So shout out to them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Kay Schwab, I'm retiring. We're in Florida to settle.
It's a good question. Tampa's a very popular area for sure. I would not do Orlando mainly because it's just so freaking busy. And Orlando's probably the bluest area in Florida, I think. But Tampa's a very popular destination for sure. Obviously just this whole area I am in, Pensacola, Destin, Fort Walton Beach, all that. That's a really great area as well.
Mo Zamboni for 5 went to the Dallas meetup. Was a blast hanging with everyone, especially meeting and partying with my fellow GCA panelists. The fellowship rules. We will win. Hey, shout out Mo and the GCA. Mark of Reality for 5. So what are they trying to do to Gears of War? I've already heard that I'm a racist by play OG Gears. By the way, what race am I?
Well, if you're a racist, then if the media said you're a racist, you're probably a white person.
It's true.
But it's a prequel in Gears, so it looks pretty good.
SBZ for 10. I saw Bad Boys 4 yesterday. It was actually pretty good. Cool action, no woke BS, showed family values, protect your loved ones, and they humbled Will's character big time. Martin is still the GOAT. I've heard good things about Bad Boys 4, that it's just fucking fun. I'm going to go see it Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know exactly when. I'm going to go see it this week, though. And I talked a little about this in my stream. Obviously, Will Smith went through an embarrassment cycle that he'll never really fully recover from. Not so much because of the slap, because all the stuff that came out with his family. However, he needs to just get back to doing movies, and that's what he's doing with this. And if it's an entertaining movie like this, people will it'll fade in the back of their mind all the shit that happened with him and consider him just, again, to be a movie star. But never really forget that stuff.
We've talked about this recently, but it is hard to comprehend how big of a star he was and how far he has fallen.
He had a crazy run.
He was the biggest star in the world. No one was bigger. At his height. Now, maybe people have peaked more. Like, I think Tom Cruise consistently is a bigger movie star than anybody in my lifetime, consistently across the board. And Tom Cruise kind of just was there for longer, and he's still here. Which
he's been there for like 35 years.
Tom Cruise will probably go down as the definitive movie star in history. But in the 90s, Will Smith was such a massive megastar, just not only in movies, but in music and TV. He was bigger than anybody. And now a lot of people don't realize that. Now he's just basically a clown, a meme. And he's the guy that went on
actual meme, whether it's for the slap or for the YouTube rewind.
Exactly. I was about to mention YouTube rewind. It's so crazy. But for those that don't know, for the kids that don't know, Will Smith was once upon a time the biggest star in the entire world. He was that big. And it wasn't just movies. It was music, TV, and movies. He was crushing it all. He was the man.
Mikey Gusser for 5. Can't wait for Mike J and Rich from Red Letter Media to make their Acolyte review so they can say, yeah, it's not great, but it's better than the prequels. Thanks, Mikey. Ministry of Wrong Think. What the heck happened to Ripicon? Heard a troll got arrested. I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know. I obviously saw a couple people posting about it, but from what I can tell, it looks like everybody had a fucking awesome time there. And I don't know about any of the drama surrounding it. And I'm probably not the best person to ask because, quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. But it was a massively successful meetup.
I can't wait for the next one. It's going to be great. And I personally this is the first time I've seen the meetups from an outsider's perspective.
Not being there. Yeah.
And it looked incredible, bro. Like, holy shit, it looked amazing. Lines outside the building wrapped around. The energy was great. It looked like a great venue. So again, congrats to Eric and the Ripiverse team for putting that together. And I'm glad Team G&G was there. Gary was there. I am so mad I wasn't there. Next time.
Yeah, when's the next one? I don't even know.
I think there's something going on later this year. I don't want to say anything specific because I don't know if it's even been put out there publicly, but there's something going on later this year from what I understand. We'll give details on that when it's more ready to be formally announced. And then MegaCon Orlando, which we're going to be working on. That'll be our deal. And obviously we'll have everybody there that was my plan is to have everybody there like we did last year or earlier this year. I'm sorry. But like we want to have Drinker, Gary, Ripa, probably invite a few other people. We're going to have a lot more structure with this one, a lot more organized, and then doing stuff. It will happen this year. But Universal, we working with them on getting a spot set up for the post meetup after MegaCon. We're going to try our best to get all that worked out. Will Jay be there? Jay's not a big deal, so Jay will probably be a multimillionaire at that point in time. I don't know if I can afford Jay. You think I can afford Jay this year? I don't know.
Maybe one more year. This will be the last hurrah. Barbecue Pits for 20. Not going to lie, I loved Everett Ross's Roland Black Panther, especially the scene where one of the tribes whose name I can't pronounce barked at him and told him they would cannibalize him if he kept talking. Yeah. Like the outsider's perspective on Wakanda, yeah. John Papaserio for 5. Sony just cut the shit and bring back SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs. I think a lot of people would be fans of that. Freddie Yankova, member for 25 months, the fantastic duo. Glad you're doing well, guys. I've missed so many dailies because of IRL stuff, but here I am, still in touch with the fellowship.
Good to see you, Freddie. Hope you're doing well, man.
Cerberus, first meetup was worth all the driving. Met a lot of awesome people, had a great time, and we'll be going to more. 199. Nice. Zamizi, member for 6 months. I'm sorry, but Jeremy is all the gay the show can handle. Taker for 5. When Dan said he spreads his assets around, I don't think he means his financial assets. However, even he wouldn't touch the fable, they them. James OP or James Op for 5. Hypno had the funnies take on trans bullets. They would transition you when you're hit. Even better idea to dodge them then. Pre-Dawn Corpse for 10. Trans bullets own cis white males. It's like silver bullet to werewolves. Ministry of Wrong Thing for 199. Bad Boys 4 slaps. Literally. I put that in my Bad Boys 4 slaps the box office is what I titled my shit. I agree with Trump. Says Jeremy's gay. That is all. Again, thank you. I agree with Trump. M. Campia U fan for 5. Dallas meetup looked great. The only line that would have been longer would have been a line to shave Jeremy's beard to look like a man's beard. 199. Thank you, John Campia Trump. And shout out to our Rumble audience today.
400.
We've had mostly over 400 for most of the time. So shout out to you guys. I saw one of them said that the green makeup on Rebecca Henderson in the Acolyte is to cover up the bruises she gets from Leslie. I don't know if you have inside information on that, but they are lesbians, so you never know. Never know.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
And then let's see, we got one more. Drakkenhall for 200 to the DA theme. When they changed from the name Dreadwolf to the Veilguard and add purple color, I knew there's something wrong. Yesterday, I saw what? It's not DA anymore. Dragon Age the Queer Guard, more likely. A lot of people upset about it.
Well, we did talk about that a little bit earlier in the show. If you guys missed it, you can go back and watch that from the beginning. Today is going to be a busy day. I've got Cobra Cast over on my D-Day Cobra channel. And then after that, Party Animals happening on Geeks and Gamers Play, Geeks and Gamers Rumble, Geeks and Gamers Twitch, Geeks and Gamers Kick. And we need to get this Twitter thing. So we need to start streaming this show to Twitter and Kick. So we got to work on that, Ryan. So we got to get all that worked out. So hopefully soon, because the Twitter streams have been doing good for my D-Day Cobra stuff, and I'm sure they'll do good for Geeks and Gamers as well. So let's see. Jeremy gets roasted because he doesn't care and can take it. Hey, man, that's the internet. Talking shit, man. That's what we're here for. Talk shit, have fun, laugh about it, laugh at each other, and play video games and call out woke bullshit. That's kind of the existence of Geeks and Gamers here, right? Is that pretty much it?
Pretty much.
That's pretty much all we do. But yeah, so again, I'm glad everybody had a great time in Dallas and it looked awesome, and I can't wait for the next one. So congratulations to everybody involved with the Dallas meetup. What time is Cobra Cast? I'll probably start it around 7 Central. 7 p.m. Central is when I'll probably get Cobra Cast rolling. But yeah, we'll be back on it tomorrow as always, and no surprises, but you just have to tune in every day to see if they're going to be a guest with us or we're going to have a special guest. I like that we don't pre-announce anything. We just fire up the stream and then the chat gets surprised. That's how we want to continue to keep it. No pre-announcements on anything. So
that's marketing 101. Never promote anything.
Never promote anything. It's worked pretty good for this show. So, yeah. But thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate it. We hope you have a great day. Ryan, any positive thoughts to leave the wonderful audience with?
House of the Dragon comes out 6 days from now. That's it.
That's it.
That's all I got. Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Have a good evening. Oh, by the way, Geeks and Gamers Life, there is a vlog of the Dallas meetup that Steph did. So if you guys want to go check that out. Also, congratulations to Geeks and Gamers Clips hits 20,000 subscribers. Steph's been doing a lot of the edits over there. So congratulations to her. So good stuff indeed. All right, guys. Have a great day. We will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.